Okay, so generating sales then, you now have your course created, or at least you plan to create it in the future, but you want to go out selling it. Either way, you look to your existing network and only email people who you feel would be interested in buying the course and the people that may have done the survey already. You can, of course, use social media marketing, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, and so on, Google+, YouTube, particularly for the video marketing. You can do keynote presentations and offer your services if you're quite competent and confident to give maybe a 10 to 30 minute presentation on your particular area of expertise. And you can say, by the way, for everybody in the audience, as I say in the Late Late Show, we give 50% off. Or even to grow your list, you say, you know, give it to everybody for free. And networking events, of course. And affiliate partners, which we'll look at in a bit more detail. Okay? So really you're reaching out to the people you know already who have done the survey or you feel that would benefit and would buy the course. I'm a big believer in the one-to-many. So one of the reasons with the Facebook for Pharmacists group was for the initial 22 sales is that there's a pharmacy group of which there was 54 members at the time. And I convinced somebody within the group to have a look at the course, and the head office sent an email out to the group, and that led to quite a few of the initial 22 sales. So rather than going door by door, person by person, is there a one-to-many scenario? So business networks might be one. You might go to your local business network and say, I've just created this business course, whatever the topic might be. I'd love to offer to your network for half of X, just for your network members. Remember, it's recorded. Don't dilute the value of it too much by, charging 97, but I'll give it to you for a $5. I mean, maintain your position. Maintain how good the course is. Don't dilute that in any way by over discounting. So you got to balance that, but depending on your relationship with the network, but it's an option. Corporates, franchises, and buyers groups. If your course is, go to your local, mother and toddler group or parent and toddler group, and if it's yoga for parents or something like that, rather than parent after parent after parent, which is fine, consider moving up a step and going, right, is there a group that I can approach? Because ultimately you could spend the same amount of time convincing one mother to buy yoga for mothers. You could spend the same time convincing the person who has influence over that group, i.e. the person that runs the group. So consider the one-to-many scenario. And these are just examples. Business customers, if you sell a business solution, go to businesses that also sell business solutions and give them a discount if they email their group, their email list, as long as they're not a competitor. So if I sell courses into business owners, I approach chambers of commerce, business networks, office supply companies that have a big positioning online and regularly email their customers, and they're glad to get something that adds value to their customer base at a reduced rate. And remember, it's digital. You'll better get 100 times 50 than you slogging away trying to get 100. I mean, get your hundreds as well individually, of course, but consider the one-to-many scenario. Banks and telco companies, mobile companies, etc., they're always trying to, in a business-to-business scenario, always trying to add value for their business customers. You could approach them. There are government initiatives out there like Springboard and Momentum, and online learning is a big part of both of them. And maybe you want to get your course in there. Maybe you want to get your course into schools who can't afford to teach dance and can't afford to have you there once a week. And you're so busy you couldn't be in all the schools anyway, so you're going to put it online. There's a Leitrim-based company in Glencar, they're 3L Music, and they're putting Tin Whistle and clarinet, I think, into national schools. And they're starting to break into the US because, of course, learning the tin whistle as an Irish American is quite attractive, and being able to learn it from an Irish based teacher has its attractions as well.
What's that company name again, sorry?
3L Music.
3L.
Yeah. And of course, Enterprise Ireland and your local enterprise office as well. You know, do you sell a course that complements the courses that they already deliver? And they may not have a budget to pay you to deliver it physically. And of course, you can be quite accommodating with the price because it's now digital. And of course, remember, it's not just the €50 that you discount it, or the €50 you get for it. It's the email address. It's the potential to go 97, 297, 497, 997. You know, as they say in email marketing, the money is in the list. You've got €50 and a new customer. So win-win. Trade associations, others, and third level courses in colleges and private courses in colleges, and down to, you know, your national school level. So consider the one-to-many, because it's now digital. The game has changed in how flexible you can be with price and how many people you can serve, because you're not physically involved anymore. Then generating sales from affiliate programs. So an affiliate program, I just looked it up in Wikipedia. It's a type of performance-based marketing in which a business rewards one or more affiliates for sales to bring in. My version of it is paying people a commission for the sales they generate. And there are, you know, online course creators out there who give 100% commission because of the value they see in getting a new email address. It's usually 50 to 75. So you're willing to give away 50% commission to the person that sells the course because they've sold the course for you. And you've now got a new customer and you've got more revenue. So there are marketplaces out there like ClickBank and JVZoo and lots of other ones where you can put your course up to be sold. And there are people on ClickBank and JVZoo, all they do for a living is sell other people's product. They've just built a name for themselves in that sector. They've got positioning that they are an internet marketeer, or they are, you know, and they've got big lists, yeah. The concern that's beginning to materialize is the sales practices that they use and how little control we have as the producer of the course. So your best affiliate is your student in a lot of cases. I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with anybody else selling your course and you giving them 50% or 90%. Just be sure that you trust them and be aware of the sales practice that they use. Because when they're selling your stuff, it all reflects back onto you, ultimately.